Yes, welcome once again. This is Breakthrough with Jeff, and this is the place where you live life with zero limits. And if you are a coach, you are starting your own business, then I would like to welcome you because you're going to learn something that will help you moving forward. And this is what I call value engineering. Value engineering, understanding the process of engineering value into your client's life so they can sense value in what you're delivering. Because sometimes as a coach, you can have great material, but the way you package it can determine whether you make a business or fail to make a business. So this is what I would like us to understand today in this video. Please share down here under this video, where are you listening from? Where are you watching this show from? So I'd like you to pick a pen. You can take a few notes. I've done some notes for you there. You can do a few notes. My intention with this show or this session is to really help you leverage your time and passion so you can profit from your passion. I honestly believe that there's always more value we can give to the world, and there's always more money we can earn from it. And so the key points here in this today's conversation is about identifying the fears of your client. What do they fear? What is the solution that your coaching is offering? What is the solution that your coaching is offering? Where is their pain? You need to identify that. Identify your client's fears and pain and desires. What is it that they really want and what it is that they don't want to see in their life anymore. That is very important. Secondly, you want to address the objections and the beliefs that limit them from attaining what they want. Okay, so you're already clear on their desire, their fears, their pain, which is what really puts you in the market, because we are paid to help people. We are in the service industry as coaches, therapists, and counselors. We are in the service industry, so you're paid to bring solution to the lives of people. And so you have to understand the pain they're going through. You got to understand their fears, and you have to understand their desires or their pleasure. What is it that they really, really want? And then I tell you this, even when they know what they want, and your promise is that you can help them address these fears, address what they want, they still have mental objections. All of us, when we are buying anything, we buy with there are objections that stand on the way. There are limiting beliefs that stand in the way of our purchase, in the way of connecting with our ideal coach. As a client now, there's always those limiting beliefs. As a coach, you want in your communication, in your message delivery, to deal with those limiting beliefs, whatever it is that is holding them back. Okay, you want to analyze their strategies. What is the current strategies or methods that they are using that are not working? And then propose new methods, propose strategies that can work. Because the reason your client is not getting what they want is because they keep doing the same things the same way over and over. And you want to expose them to new strategies. You want to expose them to strategies that work. You want to expose them to proven strategies. And at Destiny Life Coaching, we major on research in the field of coaching. We know what works, especially in our African context, and we know what doesn't work. And so when you join Destiny Life Coaching, should you join, or if you're already a student, I would like you to forward this video to someone that you know can benefit from becoming a coach. To someone who feels they have this passion and potential within them that can help heal or bring a solution to the world. I want you to forward this video to them. I'll leave below a free consultation link, and you can tell them this is a gift from you. You can give them that free consultation session. And what I'll be doing is actually going through this list, and I'll be understanding their desires. I'll be listening to their fears, the imposter syndrome, the fear that they are not enough, the fear that they don't even qualify to help other people. I'll be addressing objections, limiting beliefs. I'm not good enough. I don't deserve to be there. I don't have what it takes. Those are limiting beliefs. And I'll be looking at what they have already done, the strategies they have already applied, what is working and what's not working, and explore identities. Identity is the way you value, the way you see yourself, and the impact of that identity to your success. Very, very important. It's always good to look at yourself from the highest intention and the highest perspective of who you are born to be. And let me tell you what I believe about you, that there is greatness within you, that you've been packaged and designed and predestined and wired for success. But you've got to be aware of what is stopping you within yourself, what is working against the victory that God has laid in your heart, what is working against your destiny. And then get the guidance, get the empowerment that takes you to your desired dream. It's possible. Okay, so let's look at understanding your client's desires. Now, this is a very crucial step. And the point here is to identify what your client really want. You see, there's a difference between what you want and what you really want. And you're looking at their personal life majorly and their professional life, and maybe sometimes social life, but those are the two main areas of their life where you want to really look keenly into the hidden deep desires. What do they really want in their personal life and in their professional life? Ask questions. What do you really want? What are you after? What makes you do what you do in these two key areas? Explore the reasons behind their decisions and behind their desires. What are the key reasons? Okay, why do they do what they do? What are the reasons behind how they are feeling right now? Explore those reasons. And as a coach, you want to prioritize these desires and these reasons and see them as key factors when it comes to their breakthrough. And so if you miss the stage of understanding your client, you cannot move to the next step. The step of understanding your client is so crucial to your business, because if you don't understand your client's needs and don't understand what they are after, then you cannot offer a product that really solves their problem, because you don't know what their problem is. Okay, so you want to prioritize these desires based on the impact and the importance. And I've given you there some activity for mapping the desire. List and rank list the desires first. From the top, you can have 5 desires, the top desires of your client, and list them and align them with their purpose and their life vision. Align them with where they want to go. Are their desires aligned with where they want to go? Are their desires aligned with their ultimate purpose in life? So when you understand, because most of the time the inner conflict is a conflict of desires and intention and purpose, and you realize there's that inner conflict, and the client is not progressing because they are stuck in a conflict of what they want and what they truly need. And so you can list down the desires and actually know which one is a priority, which one is not. So what are the fears that are holding your client back? Can you imagine that? Just sit back and reflect on this. What are the fears that are holding my client back? List the fears down and really discover what's holding them back from their dreams, from their desires, from what they really want. Get to the root cause of these fears. Some of them are coming from their childhood and they have been there for long. How long have these fears been there? You want to investigate. You want to question how long they have been there, so that you know what you're up against, and so you can know the roots that hold them back. How long have they been there? And what are the steps that you can engage the client to begin to uproot and break from those patterns of fear? Okay, so you want to consider strategies of changing their patterns from fear to love, from fear to their ideal life. And you can do this by identifying, first of all, bringing the client's awareness to the impact of fear in their life. Like, what has this costed you? What has this costed my client? You see, you're asking yourself this. Even before the session, you're already aware internally how your client is going through hell. And you want to get in touch with that hell. You want to get in touch with the fears. You want to get in touch with understanding how badly your client is doing, or how goodly your client is doing. You really must be honest with yourself, and you must be bold enough to help your client confront their fears. It's always good at the beginning to ensure that the client is ready to face their fears. You know, some people say, I want to change, but they don't really want to change. So if you want to offer value to your client, you must address these things. Otherwise, you can have great content, but the client will not feel you're making any difference in their life if you're not addressing and helping them understand their fears. and you're not understanding their fears. So what you're going to offer is information, it's not transformation. But you see, they are looking for transformation. So if you want to create a breakthrough in your client's life and create the change that shows that they value working with you, then you have to identify the objections. Even if you're making a presentation or you are doing the one-on-one coaching and you're offering your free consulting session, you want really to uncover the objections your clients have about achieving their dreams. People come in a session, people come in change management meetings with objections. And as a coach, you have to be ready to address these objections. What objections does my client have towards achieving their dreams? It's good to list these objections, okay? And I'm doing this in two ways. You see, there's what I call coach awareness. So you want to bring the coach awareness, where the coach is aware of the objections of the client. And then now you take it to the next level. The client is aware of their objections. Is the client aware of their internal objections? Because it's these objections or beliefs that hold them back. And unless they are addressed, even a great coach will be powerless in bringing the change. And the client will not see the value of hiring this coach because they have their own internal objections. And it's these objections that says no to coaching, that says no to personal growth and development. Even though they have come for the consulting session, there's a world within them that is saying no to their destiny, that is saying no. And those beliefs have to be challenged. You challenge those objections and replace them with empowering alternatives. You have to, you already understand the world they live in, and now you want to understand what is holding them back. What are the enemies within you? There's an African proverb that says, if there's no enemy within you, the enemies outside of you cannot harm you. You are strong. You are rooted. Nothing can stop you. But then enemies of your destiny are within you. And it's these objections, these limiting beliefs, these stories that we internalize and tell ourselves, and stories that we carry in our hearts as truth, lies that we tell ourselves, lies about our capabilities, lies about what is possible, lies about what we can become. If people don't see their internal objections, and if as a coach you're not sensitive to your client's internal objections, then what happens is you do an amazing job, provide so much value, but it will not be perceived as value because you're not touching where it hurts. What are the objections does your client have? List those objections and challenge them. Challenge objections. Challenge the beliefs. Challenge them passionately. Challenge them like you know what they are capable of doing to your client. Be willing to go beyond the comfort zone and become the kind of coach that can leverage for your client to see the world they are living in and to see what is holding them in that prison. Then They begin to see the value. They begin to associate value with your coaching. Remember, the idea is not just production. The idea is not to have many sessions and work so hard. The idea is to make an impact. The idea is to be paid what you're worth. And sometimes you produce so much, but you're not being paid what you're worth because people are not perceiving value. People are not perceiving value from whatever you deliver. And so you can produce so much that is not consumed. Why? People don't know the value. I'm sure you've walked into the supermarket and there's some fruits, exotic fruits, very expensive. I saw a tiny one going for 1,000 bob. And you're like, what? Why would I waste my money on such a thing? You don't know the value. You really don't know the value. The objection is not on the fruit. The objection is on your awareness of value. And once you can deal with that, you are aware of the value, then money will not be an issue because we always buy. We are willing to pay the price for value. We are willing to pay the price for something that we perceive as value. Okay, so we talked about analyzing the current vehicle that your client is using. And you want to begin by assessment. Okay? Assessment of where the client is what vehicle are they using to get to where they want to get? What methods, what systems are they currently using? You want to understand that. By the way, perception of value, most of it will come from understanding. Coaching is more, let me rephrase that. Great coaching is more on understanding than just delivering material. So you better understand the person. In fact, it's more of the person than the person's problem. So you want to focus on the client. What is their current system? What is your current system? What are you doing with your life? What are you doing to reach your goals? You think this person was born just waiting for you to reach their goal and to be in the market and become a coach? No, they've tried a lot. In fact, some of them have tried other coaches. Some of them have tried methods, spiritual interventions, deliverance classes. Some of them have cultic stuff to attain their goal. Some of them have been to the church, to cults, to, the caves, all manner of places, school. Investigate what are their methods and identify why these methods are not working. I've learned from my clients more than I learned from any coaching school. Because as a coach, when you're open to learning, you're going to learn a lot, especially from your client. So identify what is it that they are doing that is not working. Please never assume that you are their deliverer, you are their transformer, you are the first one for them to ever try progress. They have been trying. And if you want them to begin to see the value of having you, then you want to begin from where they are. Know the vehicle they are using already. What is it that they are doing already in their world? These people are not, these people are smart. They're not dealing with fools. and always assume that you're dealing with intelligent human beings, because human beings are intelligent. And they are coming to you not because they have never tried. In fact, most people that seek coaching is because they have done so much and they're in a place of learned helplessness because whatever they have been using is not working. As a coach, you want to understand, what are they doing? What are they on? And let them know the pain of continuing in those methods. Let them know that whatever they have been doing has not been serving them. Let them know that it's worth trying something new. You know, because if they continue with the same methods, I think it's Einstein who said, if you continue doing the same thing the same way and expect different results, you are insane. That's a definition of insanity. You want your client to be aware of that. You want your client to be aware that change is needed in their life. Let me tell you this, coach. If you are going to make the impact that God has called you to make in this world, you have to separate yourself. And separating yourself means you have to be authentic coach that gives authentic and intentional feedback to your client. And so you are telling them the current methods are not working. And you need to investigate what is it that they are doing that is not working. Evaluate those methods and offer an alternative. How is your process the solution? The solution, and how different is it from what they have been doing in the past? Now, this is where you introduce a new vehicle. You want to introduce a new system that works, and you want to let your client know that you are bringing a system that is different from what they are used to, and you want to bring out that difference. How is what you're offering different? What is the distinction that makes all the difference? So you sort of want to compare the strategies and the methods they are using currently and your method as a transformative coach. What is the method? And this could be something personal and something that you learned in the process of your transformation, that you discovered, that you cannot wait to help the client see that this is working for you, has worked for so many people, and it can work for them. So you want to highlight the effectiveness of this method. You want to bring out testimonials of people that are being changed through this method, the transformation. So it's always good to share testimonials and begin with yourself. How has the method that you are using helped you? So if you're a student at Destiny Life Coaching, you've applied the method of the 4 pillars. You know, by the way, you don't need to share your own testimonials. Destiny Life Coaching itself is one of the highest rated coach institution in Africa. You can go for those testimonials. These are people who've applied these testimonials and they have seen great change in their life. And you're telling your client, you know, there are thousands of people. The number recorded is over 12,000 people who've gone through the 4 pillars and how their life has been changed. You can document that and share that with your client and show them how the strategies that they are using is different from the 4 pillars and how the difference the 4 pillars can make in their life. In fact, you can help them visualize, close your eyes and visualize your life using the new strategies that you are proposing to them, and have them experience that in in their imagination, because everything is created first in the mind. Have them experience that. Let them feel how it feels, and let them see the distinction, the difference. By so doing, they will perceive value. Okay, so what you can do now in this segment, you can list down their current intervention and features of the current methods that they are using versus the ones that you are applying to bring them the results. And you want to bring that conflict between the two, and why this doesn't work and why they have always been there, because they don't need to clarity on whether it works. Whatever they've been doing works on, they already know it doesn't work. The reason they are before you is it doesn't work. So you're not taking so much time trying to convince them that it doesn't work. The truth is it doesn't work. And right now you are coming in with a tool and strategy that has been tried and tested. The reason we are so happy and proud and grateful to God about the Destiny Framework is how many people it has changed, is how many souls that have been changed out there, is how many people that have turned away from a life of darkness into light. It's how so many people have discovered themselves and made a differentiation between achievement and fulfillment, and they have found joy in their life. It's so many teenagers, sons and daughters, have been restored to their fathers. Relationships have been healed. Real-time testimonials of people who've built their businesses. People redefined their identity. And right now they are living a life of joy and fulfillment. That is what makes our methods work. And when you can explain that to the client, they perceive value. They perceive this is worth paying for. This is worth investing. And you're telling them the truth. There is testimonials to go for it. There is testimonials to go with it. And there's you. You've experienced it. And that's why we don't just wake up in the morning and certify someone. We refuse to do that. No matter who you are, even if you are Tony Robbins Jr., you have to go through our experience of coaching for us to certify you. We don't have a single coach out there that we just certified because we thought, oh wow, you are good. We really have to have an experience. You got to experience DLC, and once you experience DLC, we have 100% conviction that you can bring the change that other agents of change who've gone through this program bring to the world. Okay, another very special focus when you're looking at engineering value and presenting value to the marketplace is understanding identity and having a conversation on your client's perception of their identity and how this has influenced their success. Most of the time, human beings always can never, and they don't have the ability to perform beyond the identity they perceive of themselves. This is not the true identity, because the true identity is you're a child of God, fully loved, fully appreciated. You have what it takes, your potential is unlimited, and you can do anything to change your life and make the changes required for you to be and to do all that you want to have to do. Now, the perceived identity is the one that runs your life. And that perceived self-perception is really what influences your level of impact and your standard of living. And you want to understand your client's perceived identity You want to identify what beliefs do they have about their self-identity. What are those beliefs? Be curious about their self-identity and help them reframe their identity so they can align with the kind of identity that they must become for them to reach their dream. Okay, so you're pushing for the identity that will give them the results they want. You know, when I was growing up, there was a lot of evangelism about just accept yourself. Just know yourself and accept yourself. No, you don't have to. You don't have to accept yourself. You don't have to accept who you are right now, because you find yourself as a fearful person and the world is telling you accept yourself. You are accepting the identity that is aligned with your highest mission. You are accepting your true self, not your false self. Some of this narrative of accepting ourselves is actually linked to the false self, because that's the self you know. Your client will come to you because they have not met their true self. They have not met the true self yet. I'm not sure, even as you listen to me right now, do you know your true self? Do you know your true identity? Even before we talk about coaching, before you do this to your client, do you really truly know your true identity? Because the paths are two. There is the false self, whose foundation is really self. True self foundation is God. The source is God. Truly, all of us, our source is God. And when you know yourself from that place of soul, from that place of spirit, nothing else can stop you. So you want to reframe your life so that you come from that place of power. When your client does that, they begin to perceive value in your coaching. They begin to perceive, oh, it's worth investing in. And this guy is touching my true self. No one has ever touched my true self. I feel that really touched me. It touched my true self. Once your client can perceive that you're going to the center of the core of who they are, they tend to perceive value in your coaching. They tend to perceive that this person is offering me value. And so even before you discuss money, they already have made a decision to work with you. And people always, and this is why I don't like the discount manenos, because when people ask for discounts, is because they don't understand your value. They don't understand. And it's even better to say no to such a person and give them another session to clarify value than to give them a discount, because they don't understand value. Okay, so when you are helping your client, you want to identify this limiting perception of self and develop a new identity. I'm very conscious, excuse me, of my client's self-identity, because I know that is what is driving the change. And no matter what kind of discussion, no matter what kind of age, I might be dealing with someone who is transitioning from career to retirement. Could be dealing with someone who is transitioning from one career to another. Could be dealing with a teenager who wants to pass an exam. Everything rises and falls on their self-perception. And if you don't deal with self-perception, if your program has no self-perception, you are really just another coach, just like another coach. And those another coach, they are not paid well by the market. They are not appreciated well. They get frustrated. They give up and they go back to what they used to do. Coaching is not their thing. They feel coaching is not their thing. Not because coaching is not their thing. Let me tell you, that moment you find yourself telling yourself that lie, you can choose to believe it, or you can redefine your self-identity, because everything rises and falls on your self-identity. So you're helping your client get married to the identity that serves their highest intention, and divorce the one that they have been, perceiving themselves as. So now let's look at crafting content that resonates with your client. Okay, so you want to, when you're making a proposal on what is it that you're going to cover with your client, what is it that you deliver, what is the value that you're giving them, that you want to look at developing content that resonates with their core identity, the true self, the true identity of your client. This is so crucial. Sometimes you have a great program, but it's not for your ideal client. So here we're talking about really looking at creating content that touches on your client's beliefs, values, fears, passion, desires, goals, something that resonates with their ideal self. Now, remember, you're working with someone that, a mind that always wants to feel familiar. So he wants to feel whatever he's doing is in the comfort zone. You want your clients to know the person that they ought to be. And this is why visualization is so crucial, because they have never seen this person before. They are meeting them in your coaching session, in your first session, in your free consulting session, in your pitch. Introduce themselves to their true self and propose the kind of content that resonates with their internal world. Structure the solution to their fears, to their beliefs, to their wounds. Structure it in a way that it resonates with their pain and their wounds and their beliefs. Structure it in a way that is relevant to them. Structure it in a way that they'll say yes. And structure it, you see, because the way you structure it will determine whether your program will be of any impact, any good to your client. And you don't want to waste people's time. You don't want to waste your time. You want to share. You want to make a mark on the planet. And so structure in a way, first of all, you need to identify who is this ideal client for you, because you are not a coach for everyone. You are not Jesus Christ Jr. You're here to coach a specific person with specific needs, and specific fears, specific desires, specific passions, specific goals, specific dreams. Find that person. Where do they live? Find them so that you can create. Where do they live? Who do they associate with? What are their beliefs? What holds them back? Create a profile of this ideal client and craft a message, a proposal of the solutions, a message that aligns with their true identity. And you'll always have clients. You'll always be paid because that person exists. That person is there. And the more you help that person, the more they will bring the next one that is aligned with them. Because most of the time, they know the next person that needs your help, because you understand them, because your message, your coaching program resonates with them. When you look at our program at DLC, our solution is covered through the 4 pillars. When you discuss about purpose, patterns, perspective, and project life vision, there is nothing less outside of that. And we are looking at helping people. Really, our ideal clients are agents of change. They are leaders in society and people that feel they are here to make a difference in the world. And they believe that God has deposited something within them and they don't know how to unleash it. They don't know how to leave their best mark on the planet. So we help them redesign their life. We help them redefine who they are. We help them design the kind of growth that they need to see in their identity, who they need to become for them to deliver the kind of results that are needed. We help them to generate experiences and contribution that they need to make on the planet for them to shine in their true identity. When we do that, our clients shine. Our clients live their best life. They find themselves, they find fulfillment. What a joy. What gift can you give? And what gain do you have if you gain the whole world and then lose yourself? And so we focus on that inner fulfillment that is brought about by following the 4 pillars. And that's our proposal. So as our coach, if you've trained with DLC, that's the same story. And I want you to learn to tell the DLC story and own it. You see, the beauty of training with Destiny Life Coaching, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You just need to, you've gone through this, it has blessed you, it has healed you, it has transformed you. Now go do it to someone else. You're not sitting down. Do you know, this is a journey of 18 years. You don't have 18 years to be sitting down to craft strategies and all that. Just use what is working and you know, tune it in a way. And you say you've been trained by DLC and these are processes you've used at DLC. Always acknowledge where you've been trained. It gives you credibility. It gives you credibility. And once you bring your uniqueness, now this is you when you're telling that story. And people can associate you to an already established organization. So you don't just, okay, you don't even mention where were you trained. You just, oh, I'm a certified life. By who trained you? What did you learn? This is what brings credibility to you. And for you that is about to join Destiny Life Coaching, I can tell you this. We have a tried and tested strategy and framework that works with your ideal client. If you're that person that feels you're an agent of change, we know your client and we've been serving your client. And when we give you this system, the first thing is not just, we are not offering, we're not just giving it to you. We want you to experience it. Coaching is about experience. And once you experience it, we want you to communicate what your client can get from following these strategies. And we want you to share your own personal journey, your own experience. If it doesn't touch you, you cannot sell it like you sell shoes and bread and cucumbers and watermelon. No, it has to be, you know, I applied this when I was designing my life purpose and realized really who truly I am and what God has called me in this world to be. That changed my perspective, and all the patterns of I'm not good enough, I can't do this, just faded away as I welcome my new version of self. From that moment, I've never been the same. I used the 4 pillars of destiny, even created a new project life vision. And I've been living that vision, revising it over and over again, because every other day I am witnessing my own personal growth, my own contribution to the world, and my own great, amazing experiences in life and in my coaching business. How amazing. Now I want you to join this. I can give you the same experience that I've experienced at DLC. I can give it to you. And if you doubt me, I can give you a free consultation session. Click on the link below and I'll give you that experience. That's how you introduce yourself. There's a Destiny Life Coaching student or coach who is going through DLC, or who has gone through DLC or plans to go through DLC. It is a legacy we are living on the planet. Our school has been known for experiences more than anything else. We don't sell theories, we sell experiences. We teach what we actually practice. And so as you join DLC, and if you're in DLC, please forward this to someone that can listen and appreciate the value that Destiny Life Coaching is offering in the world. But most importantly, I want to hear your story of destiny. I want to hear your story. So before you go, let's just recap our main thoughts, a summary of what we've discussed today. And I would like to know what's your takeaway, and what decision are you making on under this video. I'd like to know what's your takeaway and what are some of the decisions you're taking. Number one, value engineering is about deeply understanding your client's desires, fears, objections, their current methods, and their current identities. You use this understanding to craft more effective coaching strategies and content, as well as programs that help your client pay you for your value, for what you're worth. The goal here is to help your client achieve their results faster, more efficient, by aligning with who they truly are, their true identity. Because human beings always stay consistent with who they believe they are. As a coach, your responsibility is to help them shift those beliefs, shift their perspective, so they can be the person that is their highest version possible. Okay, so I'll let you go apply that process in your life. Let me know your process, your growth, your progress. Let me know how this is impacting your clients. Let me know how you are growing in your content development. I'll be sharing more here, more tools and strategies here at the Destiny Life Coaching course, so you can continue to make the impact that you're here to make. Thank you so much, and God bless. Take care of yourself. Impact the world.